Alright, back where we left off last night. Standard metagame challenges with the weird deck. I don't know why this went over to my phone. Weird. Alright. So we're playing against the mono white tokens. We have a pretty good hand against them, actually. Double Hopeless Nightmare is really good. Just burn them out of cards as quick as we can. Do need to find like a temp lockdown or something so we can start getting real advantage. Pixie's not bad either. Let's hope let's Nightmare them first so they don't know we have a Pixie. We're going to draw a card in response. They don't want to so the last two cards in their hand they don't want to get rid of. It's good to know. Overlord of the Hauntwood, or Mistmores. I wonder if they drew another Overlord, because I don't feel like that's one they would have discarded if they didn't have a second one in hand. Or they found, like, Caretaker's Talent or Enduring Innocence. Rude. Left that one on top, huh? Let's take the board, shall we? Beza? Okay. Let's go ahead and Tithing Blade. Drew another Hopeless Nightmare. Take the last card out of their hand. So here, in their draw step, we could lock them out of drawing a card. So we let them draw in the draw step. We scroll shift the temp lock down. Can't believe they left Demolition Field on top. This seems like a real weird card to leave on top of their deck. But we'll do the same thing here. Let them draw, scroll shift again. And now we're a Pixie or a Scroll Shift or which Talisman, which Claw Talisman. A bunch of different cards have. We ever lethal here? This town ain't big enough. Also lethal. Don't want them to be able to gain any life, so we'll go ahead and just tag this thing now. We're going to start drawing a bunch of cards. We do have a lot of, not a lot of time, but enough time to hopefully be able to find it out here. Thundertrap Trainer would be a good draw. Storm Chaser's Talent will let us immediately pick back up, but this town ain't big enough because I think we have it in our graveyard. We need to find something other than lands here. And temp lockdowns. Oh, they're drawing a lot of carrot cakes. Oh, that fourth carrot cake? Third carrot cake. If we would have been able to keep our Pixie and have it under the lockdown, we would have been able to win this game pretty easily too. Then we could have been bouncing our lockdown when it came back in. Extra triggers. Let them not gain a bunch of life. Well, the end is not a particularly strong draw. Does allow us to take out Enduring Innocence though, if they draw another one. That's a pretty good draw. Talent 3, 6, 9, 12. This is really bad if they have a Get Lost. So I'm probably supposed to cast this. If they have a Get Lost, they can kill it when we activate it. Should have played this first and then played this, I think. Well, we already decided this is what we're doing. There's a Beza. We can gain 4 life. So I do want to the end the Enduring Innocence. They're playing 2 Enduring Innocence? What's their deck? Oh no. It's their graveyard. Library. There it is. Okay. Full 4 Caretaker's Talent. Ossifications. Okay. Split up in Sunfall in their hand. Blink this now. They discard 3 and they lose their Beza. There's the talent. Alright, that'll do it. Definitely want the exercise. Probably get lost. Know where to runs are pretty bad. I don't mind the Tithing Blade because it's a way to get rid of Bezas. Do like having the end. Probably a Witch Claw Talisman matchup. Could be a Jace matchup too if we wanted it. I don't think this matchup's too bad. I don't know if we actually need the Jace. Probably better than the 4th Prophetic Prism. Sand seems great. Let's do it. We have a Wishclaw Talisman to go find us our temple lockdown when we need it. This hand seems real strong to start with, at least. You leave my poor otter alone. Okay. I just have like a pretty decent aggro start. It was nice this deck can still do this, just have like the nice aggressive start. There's the Enduring Innocence. Hopeless Nightmare. Start with Hopeless Nightmare. Tag a card from them, play Wishclaw Talisman, attack with our Otters and Pixie. Next turn, we can Wishclaw Talisman to go find a Temp Lockdown if we want to. The talent. We also could just be aggressive here. Go ahead and Jace. I think I like Jace plus on the Enduring Innocence and attack for 6. That's what I like here. Then we have Wishclaw Talisman to go find Enduring Innocence, or not Enduring Innocence, but Temp Lockdown. That is fine with me. That is really aggressive when I have a 2-power flyer in play. And you're at 4. Okay, lay down arms. Makes sense. Well, we have an untapped land, so we just have lethal here with blinking Hopeless Nightmare and finding another Hopeless Nightmare with this. Just make sure we tap right. Alright, another win. I like it. This deck is fun, and I love it. Still need to play around to the sideboard a bunch, but I think adding the Wishclaw Talisman to the main was nice. I think so far I like what it's doing. like to play first. Sand is fine. It's missing, like, one of our 2 1-mana enchantments to do things, but we have Thunder Trap Trainer we can bounce to try to find stuff as well. See if Thunder Trap can find us something here. Oof. Looks like it's probably the Tolarian Terror deck. Deck for 1. Pixie. Cash grab, we'll pick up probably the Storm Chaser's talent unless I need a 3rd land. Yep. Still don't have black mana for the Nowhere to Run. There's the talent. Sure. Been whacked. Double Hopeless Nightmare is not terrible. Fortunately, our temp lockdowns do not do good things against Tolarian Terrors and Crabs. They want to have this in play to grab with our temp lockdown. There is a terror and a terror. Play the Hopeless Nightmare. Discard this town ain't big enough. I wonder if that means they have a crab in hand, trying to put as much pressure on us as they can. I think we're just blocking the crabs and bouncing our stuff. Or bouncing the terrors and picking up our creatures. Bounce those two. This matchup seems not particularly great since our main game plan is not very good against their game plan. Get rest in peace post board. Just need to make sure we can keep enough tokens in play that we don't die to these terrors. Or if we can get like 2 nowhere to runs in play at the same time so we can keep bouncing the temp lock down to kill their things. Like another way we can get rid of them. Tithing Blade would be a good one to have. I forget, this town ain't big enough. If that was a white source, we could have 8 both the cards out of their hand. Start with this. Probably better to play this after so we'd have a jump blocker. Just to try and get value out of it. Probably would have been better. We have double nowhere to run now. Let's pick up our temp block down. We take 2 cards out of their hand. Nowhere to run this town ain't big enough. Some of the last cards probably just a crab and we're dead. There's no 1-mana thing we can get that can save us from a crab, and they get their Bushclaw Talisman anyway, so I think we're just passing and hoping that it's not crab in their hand. Please do not have a giant crab in your hand. I'm starting to think it's not crab, or they would have just slammed it and killed me, so. Interesting. Resolves, I guess. Nice. What'd you play? Did you play like the normal Esper Pixies list? Play it more like a Kaito version, or? Double nowhere to run. We'll finish off this Tolarian Terror, and we'll see where we can go from there. The promo for this Store Championships is like the Void Winter War, right? If this town ain't big enough, pick those two things back up. They must have had a list. They must have drawn the crab for turn. Had this town ain't big enough in hand. I go to 1, which is not very many. If we draw this town ain't big enough, we could have lived here. Otherwise, what can we do here? I didn't know I had to look it up. Void Winter is sweet. Yeah, Urza Saga promo was so sick. They gave that out last time. I believe we were just dead. I do not believe there's anything I can Wish Claw Talisman for to save my bacon here. I guess I could wish... The problem is giving them a Wish Claw Talisman the next turn, I think, just leaves us dead. Talisman 3. Alright, I think we're just dead here. I guess technically we're not dead. We can block, and then block this with the Restless Fortress. We're not drawing anything then, right? Sleight of Hand isn't lethal on its own. Great song. Like the THC a lot. Critters Under the Bus. What is this? Ooh.
A little bit of Bailey's.
Okay.
It's the Starbucks one.
Thank you. Think it's important for us to keep our land alive?
Tell me if it needs milk or anything.
That's really good.
Okay.
Thank you.
More Bailey's.
Huh?
More Bailey's.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. More terror. More dead. Talisman plus... Oh, man. Do a Talisman plus grab a Pixie. Pixie kills a critter, takes a card out of their hand, puts them to 4. Man, we're actually like closer to being able to stabilize out of this than I feel like we should be able to. Kill one of those, we have a Pixie to block. I know, right? Very brave. Probably want to get lost. Exercise also pretty reasonable. Wishclaw Talisman's probably fine as well. Probably don't need the Coveted Falcon. Honestly, the nowhere runs are pretty terrible. Probably cut on a Prism. I don't actually probably just cut on a Lockdown, even though it's like the piece that we need to really push the game through. Could just ditch all of our lockdowns. Like play Overlord of the Mistmoors, Jace. I don't think that's right though. I think it's pretty good. Let's do it. Start off in talent. Deck for 2. Go ahead. Next turn we can Wishclaw Talisman if we want to go get a Rest in Peace and then cast Temp Lockdown. They could cast a Terror here. There's a Terror. They're going to be able to get their Terror down this turn is kind of rough for us. This isn't worth it just to one-shot their graveyard right now and then let them have an activation of Wishclaw Talisman. So even if they blow up our Rest in Peace, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's like obnoxious, but not the end of the world. I think that's what we're supposed to do. Giving opponent Demonic Tutor is not exactly what I'll be doing, but assuming they have to find something to get rid of a rest in peace here. They could have just went, like, gotten up the beanstalk, I guess. Try to play the long game. Definitely chump blocking. We want to keep our life total as high as possible. Temp lockdown. There's the terrace under. That's fine. Let's put lockdown back up. Pass. We can't put any more terrors or stuff into play unless they have a good cash grab. Whacking my pixie. It's kind of rude. It's also kind of rude. Found a scroll shift, huh? So... Target these two. Activate this with the trigger on the stack, or with this town ain't big enough on the stack. And a tithing blade. We have to do it that way, or we can respond to the activation of the Wishclaw Talisman. That way it's still targeting our permanent when it's on our side of the field. When we pick up a Terrace Under, they can tear our Tithing Blade. Probably what they're supposed to do. I suppose now we just eat a card out of their hand. Play Wishclaw. Is that the Omniscience combo deck? I think I'm just supposed to temp lock down. Pass. Took a good 5 minutes. Yeah, I've played against it a few times. I haven't played it myself, but that's something we'll take through one of these challenges here as well, I think. I think that deck looks pretty cool. So, what do I want to do here? Probably grab a rest in peace. I could just grab exercise and try to kill their thing. But then they get a Wishclaw Talisman trigger. I think we're supposed to grab rest. Play rest in peace. Rip it away. Scroll shift this. Hey, thank you for the follow token. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We get to snake the last card out of their hand. Oh, it was a nowhere to run. Okay. That's reasonable. Take 5. They drew a cut down. So they've got 4 crabs. And some up the beanstalks. The only thing we're really scared of. Let's go ahead and Wish Claw. The blue-eyed omniscience in the deck just it combos off with there's a card that lets you look for your through your hand, library, and I think sideboard, graveyard or not hand, graveyard, library, or sideboard for it has a subset of cards, and you go off with that. You can get season of the blue season to bounce it and keep recasting it as well. Once you have an omniscience in play, you cheat omniscience into play with the 4 mana thing that puts an enchantment from your graveyard into play. I don't remember what it's called. My otter! My poor otter! Yep, and then you get 4 counters in hand as well. Yep, that's the other thing you need to do. We found a crab! So here we just go grab Hopeless Nightmare and a Pixie. Make sure we tap our mana right. Hopeless Nightmare. Talent, or temp lock down, and pick the temp lock down back up and kill him with the Hopeless Nightmares.